All right, our pump passes are kind of the last fringe category of our play action passing game. Um, what they are, they're like play action passes, but instead of faking the run, we're faking a pass. Okay, so we're faking some version of a quick pass, something underneath, so that we can be able to have a chance to get behind the defense. All right, it might be a quick game route, it might be a quick screen, but it's some type of setup and then go. And so we categorize as another form of an action pass, even though it's a pass action instead of a run action. In our minds, it doesn't lay out just the same as our quick game or our drop back passing game. That's something that's based on regular pass timing. This is going to have some form of action that's going to play into that timing, and so the techniques are very different. So we teach it different, than just the drop back part of our offense. The reason that we use pumps, number one, it's another way for us to take shots, which we're always trying to take, eight shots a game, two a quarter, is our goal. And at the same time, the pumps protect our reliefs and our screens and our quick game passes. Okay, because when a defense knows that hey, we may run hitch and go at any moment in the game, then they've got to, respect us in the hitch game, and they can't play too aggressive because it's going to be easy to set them up and get by them. So, get that defense to play honest and not over pursue or play overly aggressive on the quick stuff. Coaching points on this very important. Timing on the perimeter, and we work that heavily as we're working, our pump plays. Timing on the perimeter, whether it's timing, setting up like I'm showing a screen block and then going off of it. We work on that timing. That's the hardest thing to get those receivers to understand is they've got to understand the count and they've got to learn to be patient. And you're really trying to time up your movement off of them biting on your action. And so timing on the perimeter is crucial. We don't want to be too fast on our timing, and then technique by the quarterback. The quarterback has to be able to give a good pump action while never moving the ball out of its seat on my chest. I don't want that ball to leave from that location so that the moment that I pull back off of the pump, I'm in position to throw. I've got to be able to get that ball out quick the moment the defense bites. If I give those guys a chance to recover, we're going to lose, what we've set up. So timing on the perimeter and technique by the quarterback. That technique you can see right here is all about I want to be able to get a pump, set, out. And I want to be able to get that done and always be in a comfortable position. Now you can see his shoulders right here. He gives a good shoulder fake and it looks like the ball is moving. But the ball is seated exactly where he would, if he was sitting back in the pocket just working regular drop back game. The ball never moves away from the middle of his chest to the back breastplate, where the ball would be seated for throwing the ball anyway. All right. We don't want that ball to move to the opposite side of the chest or across our body. So even though the ball moves, the ball is only moving because the shoulders rotate. That's the only thing that's happening. The ball never leaves the pocket of the chest. So he's always ready to throw, and that's why he can get it out so fast right there. Okay. The ball never leaves the middle of the chest, and he's always in position to throw. So the moment that they bite, the ball comes out. Okay, we're going to work hitch and go down here at the bottom. All right, and again, the timing has just got to be such that we get the coverage player to play flat-footed and bite, and it gives us just enough to get behind him. All right, big key is going to be with that quarterback. Hey, you've gotten them to bite. The moment that they bite, you've got to let it go. Just throw it all the way past the defense. Worst thing we can make happen is make that player have to slow down, give them a chance to get back into the play right here, okay? Hitch and go, about the simplest form of setup you can have off of it. Now here we are working the pump action off of the now screen. Okay, and we got to teach that receiver kind of really to be patient with that timing. We don't want to make our move until they make their move, and it's perfect if we can make them both happen at the same time. So 1, 2, go. and there it is right there. That's what we want to set up. All right, quarterback stays in position with it. Ball never leaves the back part of the breastplate, which is where he wants to throw from, and we get that action set up right there for a big one. Same thing down here at the bottom. 1, 2, go. We move when they bite. If we get those two things to time up, it's a touchdown every single time. Okay? And what this does is as we go through the course of the game and we're going fast, we want to make sure that those DBs operate in a way that simply says, hey, look, we're going to have to let these guys throw the now screen underneath. We'll sit back and try to rally and tackle the now screen because we don't want to give up the pump and go over the top. Same situation here. We're going fast. Again, just timing it up is the most important thing. 1, 2, go. And there we go, getting behind him. And the biggest thing is that quarterback is staying in position to throw the moment that bite happens from the defense. All right. Now, different concept here. We're going to work a setup off of it. So we're working what we call a pop play. Okay, so we're going to go post with number 1. We're going to go bubble with 3. And we're going to sell the bubble block by 2. And then he's going to slip and go up the sideline. So we're going to pump the bubble and take it up the sideline right there to 2. Pump the bubble right there and take it up the sideline. All right, now we're going to be working off of our choice game. So off of our choice game, anything we're getting those guys in isolated one-on-ones, and we run a choice. The choice is going to be a 12-yard route where I can either keep it on the go or I can settle back up on the hook. Okay, and when you've been working choice throughout the course of the game, you get those opportunities to throw those hooks that end up turning into those, plus 7-yard gains right there, which really help throughout the course of a drive. Here we are, we're in 1st and 10, same scenario. They're letting us isolate these defenders, and so we're actually going to go run a stop and go with the number 2 spot right here. Okay, we got a lot of green grass out here to the field. Stop and go. We get behind him. Now he's a little short on his depth. Okay, he should have taken this thing deeper before he went and did the end go off of it. But just any way that we can double move, set up that coverage right there is going to really help us out. So we get that defender to bite. All right, then we can run by him, get over top, and really put him in a bad scenario. We knew that was the softest area in the coverage on the defense, and that was the guy that we wanted to go after. And so kind of pick out your guy and go double move the guy that you can beat the most. All right. Same scenario. We're going to do it down here at the bottom. Okay. When we tell these guys that we're going to work the double move off of our choice stuff, when we're going to show the hook and then go off of it, it doesn't have to go outside. It can go outside, inside, wherever it may be. We allow those guys to take whatever release they need off of it. We just want them to drive that thing to 12, all right, settle, and then go quick off of it. All right, that ended up being a big play for us right there. Okay, and then last one here, same thing. All right, get them just to get flat-footed so that we can get behind them. Okay, any way that we can get behind the coverage, we want to always be setting that up. And we like these at shots. We can get it downfield. There's not a lot to read for the quarterback at the end of the day at the same time. You know what I mean? So we're not putting a lot on his plate mentally. He's working more technique stuff. And same thing for the receivers right here. Okay, and just, ways for us to isolate guys, get coverage to bite on the pumps, and get over top of it. So this is what we do in our pump action game, and we categorize it different because we teach it different. It's not part of a regular drop back game. We look at it like it's play action, and we use it like it's play action. So that's what we do with it.